Hey.
What's up, man? How are you, cuz?
What?
I don't fuck with you cuz you disrespecting me.
Whoop.
I don't fuck with you cuz you disrespecting me.
I go hard, cuz. Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good today. Hold on, I'm pulling my screens. Okay, make sure I have everything. Can y'all see and hear me? Oh my gosh. I am under the weather. I was sick as hell yesterday. Everybody's like, well, you know, COVID is back, but we're not claiming that in the name of Jesus, okay? So I was just resting all day yesterday. I couldn't do anything. But I feel a lot better today. Y'all know I clean up nicely, okay? So I hope you guys are doing good. I hope everybody's doing good. We have a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, Leo season is almost ending. So that's probably gonna be the last time y'all gonna see, you know what I'm saying, my little Leo lion back there. You know, he got to go. But I had to wear my bracelet that I got from all the ladies who came to celebrate with me in Puerto Rico. They got like the little Leo symbolism and all that stuff on here, all my little charms. I love this bracelet. Thank you once again, ladies. I appreciate y'all. So, um, yeah. Can y'all, okay, I don't know what is going on. People saying they can't hear. You may have to come out and come back in because my microphone is literally right here and I feel like I'm shouting. Also, try turning it up on your end as well for those who say they can't hear me. The camera quality's fire. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm liking this new camera, the new lens. It's really clear, so y'all can see the blue lights. We have to represent, you know what I mean? The blue lights for Nip, okay? We gonna get into some stuff. Okay, everybody says like y'all can hear me loud and clear. Okay, good. So I don't know who has the struggle MacBook, the struggle PC. Go out and come back in, okay? Because everybody else can hear me. But it's a lot to talk about. I got to get on this whole Nip thing though. Like it's extremely disturbing. Now, because like I said, I've been kind of sick. But the day before I got sick, Miss Denise, me and her were talking on Telegraph, and she was like, "Have you seen Black Sam's interview with Big Boy?" And I hadn't seen it. I just been so busy. I had seen clips on social media, but I hadn't gotten a chance to sit and like watch the whole interview and take it in. And so I sat down the other day and I watched the entire interview and I loved it. And it was just sad watching because you could tell, you know, Black Sam was trying to say a lot without saying a lot. He was very emotional. And it was just a lot going on in that interview. And it kind of put a lot of the pieces together for me for a lot of the stuff I've been thinking over the years. And I still can't believe it's been 5 years since Nipsey was taken, you know, since he was killed. It doesn't even feel like it. So a lot of people have been talking about this. There had been rumors for years that certain people, that this was a setup. Like, let's just keep it real. It's been rumored for a long time. There was a lot of jealousy. If you guys know about Nipsey Hussle, not just his music, but his entrepreneurial spirit, he was very driven. He was very driven. He was the epitome of, like, you know what I'm saying, getting rich, but then not leaving the hood. You know, like he had businesses right there in his neighborhood. He bought that whole clothing block, well, the whole block where he had the clothing store for the marathon. He had a seafood joint there. He had a lot of stuff that he kept in his neighborhood. Whereas he could have just went to Beverly Hills, he could have went to the Valley. You know, he wanted to keep it in the neighborhood to show black entrepreneurship. Plus, he was very much into like tech and all types of things like that. So he was doing a lot with his brand, a lot with his music. His last album, you know, he had gotten not Grammy nominated. So it was a lot going on. So I'm going to start with playing you guys a few different clips. So we're going to start with some of the clips from the interview that Black Sam did with Big Boy. And if you, I mean, you ain't even got to be from LA, but Big Boy is a staple. And I remember I met him a long time ago when I lived in LA and I was doing interviews, and he let me interview him real quick and talk to him. Like he's such a down to earth person. So for me, it made sense that after all these years, he decided to do a sit down with Big Boy. And it was cool to kind of hear, you know, Black Sam's come up too, because I didn't know a whole lot about him. So it's very interesting to hear, like, you know, how he was out here hustling DVDs and CDs and how he got popped by the feds. And, you know, it was crazy. So his backstory is very amazing as well. So let me go ahead here We're gonna watch this clip. Now, a lot of people. Now, okay, let me say this before we even start. So, the two main people that people feel like had something to do with it, like we all know Eric Holder. He has been convicted and everything. I think they gave him like 26 years or something like that. But what people are saying is that Eric Holder was basically a send off. You could tell like Eric Holder is just not all there. Just like how, remember last week we were talking about YSL Woody? And I was telling y'all, like in every clique, in every gang, they got the send off. They got the slow guy. You know what I mean? Like, he can function, but you can tell he's not all there. He's kind of off. And so people call them the send off. And I believe that's what Eric Holder was. You know what I mean? He has some psychiatric issues, probably getting an SSI check. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people will kind of initiate them into gangs because they know if they get popped for something because they're kind of off, they either won't get a lot of time or they'll just put them in a mental hospital. They're kind of throwaways for the gang. And I believe I believe that's what Shitty Cuz was. He was just, a throwaway. And I think they used him. You know what I mean? The murder was premeditated. And I believe that they used him because they knew he wasn't all there. So now Big Sam is kind of speaking in depth on what he feels happens. So we're going to go ahead and listen to that. And also Cowboy. Now, Cowboy was Nipsey's big homie. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen him before because after Nipsey died, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. He was like on every outlet from TMZ to E! News. You just saw him constantly doing interviews. And he's the one who wears the cowboy hat and the pigtails. And so a lot of people feel like, they don't feel like he necessarily killed Nip, but it's just kind of strange that you were supposed to be there on guard, and at the same time that Eric Holder was coming with his murderous plot, you went to lunch. But then, like, when you even go back and you watch a lot of his stories, a lot of people feel like his story has changed so many times. So I'm gonna play the clip of Black Sam speaking, and then also the clip of Cowboy talking about it, because now he's speaking out. And then also the clip of Big U, because Big U is also speaking out as well. So it's going to be about a few different clips. Somebody said Cowboy looks sus. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to this. I think this whole thing goes very, very deep. I know it's easy to be like, oh, it's a government conspiracy, but no. Sounds like some gang shit. But let's go ahead and watch this here. Let me share my screen real quick. Again, if you can't hear me, leave and come back. I don't know what else to tell y'all. The volume is up. Everybody else can hear. So I'm not sure. But let me go ahead and pull this up here. Give me just a second. All right, all right. Let's do, all right, we'll do it this way. Oh, all right, I like this.
The public thought it was. Nip seen somebody, Eric, and talked and.
I mean, he already got convicted. So for me, without going into too many details, somebody come to the shop. They know when Hustle pull up, we in the doorway. You gonna see me with a hoodie on, and I got a pistol on me. You gonna see one of the team members in the hoodie in the doorway with a pistol. That's protocol when Hustle pull up. So it's Sunday, it's busy. Why the niggas in there didn't follow the protocol? I wasn't there. Why they didn't follow it? Maybe they just fucking around helping the customer, doing some fucking customer service. This is what I'm thinking. Trying to transition into some legitimate, just selling clothes. But nobody was in the doorway. And from my understanding, old boy walked up, no shirt on first, to check the scene, because he.
So listen to what he's saying. He's saying protocol is when Nip pulls up, people are in the doorway. You're supposed to be in the doorway. He's that is the owner. He is the celebrity. And for some reason, all of a sudden, the normal guys who should be there in the doorway, you know what I'm saying, when Nip pulls up, they weren't there. So he said initially he thought they were probably doing customer service, helping customers, but then we find out later that's not what was going on. So that's what he's explaining.
He know what's going on in that parking lot. And had a conversation, probably seen nobody was in the doorways, checked Hustle, had on shorts, checked everybody else, left. They say came back with a red shirt on, tiptoed through the alley, him went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when a nigga come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off. Or the Bloods did it, or the Inglewood families did it, or the BPS. That's the throw off, red shirt. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job or somebody sent him or whatever, and he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in, he wanted to check the scene. He wanted to make sure he wasn't getting into a shootout. That's my thoughts on it. And can't nobody tell me nothing about that because it just don't make no sense. It's not random, you know. I know Hustle. You know, ain't nobody gonna say nothing crazy to Hustle. There was no argument, you know. There was no sense of threat, you know. And it's broad daylight, man, and it's, you know, a lot of unanswered questions, man.
You be trying to get away. You be trying to get that back.
Okay, so that was Black Sam talking about how Eric Holder, when he first came up, he didn't have on a shirt. He was kind of scoping, you know, the location, whatever, you know, looking like who's all there. Then he went back in the alley and grabbed a red shirt. So that should have been a red flag, no pun intended, because this is a Crip neighborhood. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, they don't even sell red shirts in Crip neighborhoods. So all of a sudden this guy's coming up with a red shirt and that's not raising any type of suspicion. So he feels like this was definitely premeditated. He was sent there to do a job. So now this is Cowboy. This next clip is of Cowboy, and Cowboy is talking, and he's basically responding back to what Black Sam is saying, because a lot of people have been attacking Cowboy like, yeah, you're sus because why weren't you there? Where was your gun? Why weren't you there protecting Nip when you're claiming that, you know, you're his big homie or whatever? And then a lot of people get on Cowboy because he took the stand against Eric Holder, which is like, you know, I get it. It's hood politics, but do y'all want this man being convicted or not? Because, yeah, he took the stand. He was crying. You know, he told what he knew. But then if he didn't take the stand, then that would have been an issue. So he couldn't win for lose with that. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip of Cowboy addressing Black Sam. And the volume is all the way up, so I don't know what's going on with some people's audio. So I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all might have to just watch the playback because everybody else is saying they can hear it.
Hey, whatever incentive, you know. So he was high and he done something stupid. That's how I feel, you know. So, but that's my opinion, you know. But for somebody to put false narratives out there, and you know, I checked out the Black Sam interview, and it was a heartfelt interview, you know. There was a lot of stuff just left up in the air, you know. And one thing about this internet, you can't leave nothing up in the air. Because if you leave it up in the air, then the internet is gonna run with it. You know what I mean? So, you know, my advice to Big Bro, you know, jumping into this internet shit, you know, speak your mind, you know, but let's not leave it in the air. If we got something to say, let's say it. You know what I mean? Let's just say it direct, you know, so we won't leave the world to come up with their own conclusion.
Okay. So y'all heard what Cowboy said. He's kind of mad at Black Sam because he feels like he left it up in the air. I don't think Black Sam left anything in the air. There's only so much he can say, right? He's not going to come out and be like, yeah, you did it, Big you said, like, he's not going to do that. You're talking about street people. His brother was already killed, so he has to watch what he says. And then a lot of these dudes are ratchet. They will now sue. A lot of these gangbangers will take you to court and sue for defamation. So it's like he has to watch his words, but I don't see what he left up in the air, sir, because you weren't there. You claimed in the first, when you first went live 5 years ago when he was doing all these interviews, he was saying that he went to go get lunch. Lunch? Ain't no fucking lunch. Nipsey just pulled up. Your job is to protect him. You don't just get to go eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't think Sam left anything in the air. Sam don't fool with Cowboy no more. He's never really fooled with Big U like that. Sam was never a gangbanger. That was Nipsey's thing. Sam was always trying to pull his little brother away from the gangs. You know what I'm saying? And just to just be more legit and stay away from that. But Nipsey was raised in that neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And so that was his affiliation. So it's almost like a tug of war between him trying to keep his brother away from the gangs because Sam could just kind of see like all the nefarious shit attached to Big U and them. And then Nipsey still showing them loyalty. But I think I don't understand why Cowboy's mad. He's feeling like, oh, you're planting seeds, you're leaving stuff up in the air. No, people were not on their post. People were not doing their job. And I think Sam had every right to point that out. People have been saying this for years. So now we're going to go ahead and listen to what Big U has to say. So give me just a second. We're going to go ahead and play this really quick.
Tonight is lit, Club 11.
So basically, before we get started, he's getting trolled, right? So everybody is coming at him. You killed Nip. We just watched the Black Sam interview. So they're like dragging him on social media. But again, he's gangster. So he's acting like he don't want to answer, but then he is low-key answering the critics.
What
club we going to?
Club 11.
We're going to Club 11 tonight.
The hottest shit in Manhattan, Club 11.
Yep. All I do is uplift people, man. I don't worry about this, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. People gonna talk. These lanes make money off of using Big U name. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna never pull up. Right. One thing is for certain, right? Everything they say Big U did it, man. They got me doing so much money. I don't even know what I don't even know what I'm doing. Then I didn't do it.
You got a whole bunch of different places at one time.
At one time. They say, y'all, you know, it's another new one too. I got into it with Fats. Let me give y'all the information on it. I ain't never got into it with Fats. Fats is my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never, ever. So, you gotta figure that one out anyway. So, all that shit that was telling y'all stupid for listening to any of that shit. But y'all been listening and responding to these niggas been saying for the last 6, 7 years. Why you gonna stop? No, longer than that. Longer than that. Y'all was accusing me of shit that I ain't even do. And what's funny, I wasn't even in town. So figure that one out. I'm jealous of them all.
Okay, so they're talking about Fats. Fats was one of Nip's really close friends, and they're saying that when Nip and Big U they were about to get into a fight, Fats jumped in and he fought Big U on behalf of Nip, and then like literally a few days later, Fats was killed. So that's what he's addressing. But now what's really interesting is he's saying that he wasn't in town when the shooting happened, but what's also strange is that he also didn't go to the funeral. So a lot of people were clocking his tea about that. Like he outed, like literally everybody in LA who was anybody was there. You had people flying in from overseas to go to the Staples Center. Everybody was there but Big U. And Big U, you know what I'm saying, at one point in time was managing Nipsey. So that has always come off as strange to a lot of people that he didn't go to the funeral.
Y'all gotta get this shit correct, man. I got the game. I'm getting $1 million a year, but I'm jealous of somebody. I'm hating on somebody. Come on, man. I'm having fun. I got nothing to gain. Nothing. You either got to be gaining something to hurt somebody or preventing something to hurt somebody. Y'all stupid. Y'all sound real stupid. Like stupidity.
Don't know you. That be thinking and go with the hype and all that.
Yeah.
That just be be hated and don't know you. When you know somebody, you know what I mean? You know the person, you know what I mean? It'd be a different story. But now, everything is social media and all that.
That's what it is. They can get on there and say what they want to.
They can say, yeah, exactly. They
You
can
know
say
what they want to. But,
facts is the facts.
That's what matters.
Nipsey was a brother.
Yeah.
He was my little man.
We ain't gonna even talk about that no
I mean, I just
more.
want to just let that be known. I don't know for a long time.
It's stupid. Like I said, we ain't even gonna address that shit because it's stupid.
Man,
Like, you really stupid and you really niggas. You know what I mean? Y'all should understand when somebody trying to sell y'all something. The biggest selling name on the West Coast, you gotta say Big U name. You wanna sell something, Big U. They wanna do something, Big U. They wanna do Big U. Big U. Y'all don't get this shit yet? They died down, then next week, watch, when they trying to sell a documentary, a movie, a book or something, Big U. That shit, you know, I got something, you wanna see something, you wanna hear somebody say something that you don't know, it's gonna be earth-shattering. Keep on. We're gonna go on Diamond Keyway Conversation. I'm gonna do an interview on Diamond Keyway Conversation. I'm gonna get off here, you won't hear me say nothing else. You know what I mean? All positive.
Okay, now what's very interesting that he keeps saying that, everybody keeps bringing up Big U's name. If y'all don't know who Big U is, y'all have to go Google. He's big, he's legit. He's like one of the top Crips from back in the day. But anyhow, Black Sam never said Big U's name. So I don't understand how he's trying to act like Black Sam and Big Boy are trying to, trying to use him for clout when he never mentioned his name. Everybody else is mentioning Big U's name, but everybody has been mentioning Big U's name. It's not even because of this interview. The interview just kind of basically put together what a lot of us have been thinking for the past 5 years.
All positive. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep giving to these kids, keep helping these kids. I'm going to keep staying humble.
Somebody in the chat called him Big L. Shut up. Oh, the T-sippers are messy. Talking about Big U shit more like Big L.
You know what I mean? And you know what's crazy? I don't be on the internet gangbanging. I don't be on the internet gangbanging, talking about no gang shit. Why they keep comparing me to the gang shit? I'm 58 years old.
All right, y'all. He's 58 and still on that goofy shit. So that was the main people that people are kind of confronting and dragging on social media and feeling like they have something to do with Nip's death. So now, on top of that going viral, there's a lady, she's going viral as well. Her name is Mika. Now, she's from LA and she's talking about the situation. Now, Big U is saying that everybody is talking about him, like YouTubers, because this was like a long live. That was just a snippet of what he said. But he was also addressing YouTubers, saying that people are using his name for clout. People are using his name to go viral. They're just trying to do this to get a bag. Well, there are other people talking that are not monetized, and they're saying the same thing. So everybody's not using this for a bag or to go viral. A lot of it is people finally putting what they feel is, 2 and 2 together. So let me go ahead. We're going to watch what Mika had to say here. Give me just a second. Share my screen.
Oh, off that Black Sam interview. Now, y'all, I don't know, bro. I don't know if Big U sent shit, but when that shit with Nipsey first popped off, when it first happened, everybody in LA thought Big U sent shit. We all thought that. We all did. We thought it was Big U, and then we thought, people was like, no, it wasn't Big U, blah, blah. And then it was like, oh yeah, it was the government. Like, come on now, that's what the world was saying, the government on some weird shit. But all in LA, yeah, we all thought Big U did it. We already been felt like it. Because like Black Sam said, I didn't even watch that interview. I honestly didn't. I saw a couple of clips or whatever. But living in LA, I remember when Big U and Nip got into it because Nip didn't want to be under his label no more. Because Big U was trying to Big U had bought the Crenshaw brand and shit like that. And yeah, basically trying to extort Nip and had him in a fucked up ass deal. So when Nip finally got out of that deal, you know what I'm saying, he went about his way or whatever, and Big U didn't like that. And so they had animosity or whatever. This is just me living in LA, I know this. And then I remember when Nip started with YG, and he had brought YG to the 60s, and when he brought YG to the 60s, I remember Big U was trying to pop about it, like how you bringing this whoop-de-whoop to the hood, this and that. And Nip peeled out his shirt. And he was like, nah, get out for cuz whoop whoop. And Nip had to run phase to have YG in the 6 O's. But he did that. But Big U was trying to give him a hard time because Big U was mad that he wasn't like trying to give him no money. You know? He didn't want to be under that deal no more. So that's what that was. So I remember that. So then when Nip died, because I remember Nip didn't want nothing to do with Big U. So when he got killed or whatever, all of LA was like, Big U did that. Big U did that. Because who would have known, like, who would have known? Like, people, you had to be a part of the 6 O's. You had to be in his circle to know. Everybody knew, like, Nip, if you saw that Maybach on Charleston, that Nip was there. Everybody knew that. We always knew that. Frontline and that dying over that is crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so everybody knew that when his Maybach is on Crenshaw, that Nip is there or whatever. But like Black Sam said, I seen that clip when he was like, usually be having burners and stuff. That's what, when you live in LA, we all know that it's like it's always burners and it's like in a spot. That was a spot. So it's always burners up in there to protection, and it's hello, it's Nipsey, bro. So you'd be stupid. All in LA kept saying like, bro, why nobody had no burners? Why nobody was shooting back? Why nobody was doing nothing? Like nobody shot back. Nobody did nothing. And that is crazy to have no burners, right? So when we looked at that, all of LA was just like, nah, that was an inside job. Because there's no way in hell you got Nip in the parking lot on Slauson and Crenshaw, and there's no burners, like at all. So it was like, so did Big U pay all in the spot not to have the burners? I mean, you know, to be lacking, and it was like, did also on top of sending because like how he came the 2 times, he came the first time, he scoped out the scenery. We saw all of that, right? That was very evident. And then he come back in a red shirt to shoot old boy, to shoot Nipsey. But it's like usually in LA, like in a spot like that, be on point, looking at everything. So after the first time he came, should have recognized him, and then seeing him coming back, they should have been like, oh, this is the second time. That's like when a car going around your block. You're like, this car just went around the block like twice. And when it come again, that's the same car. Be on that type of stuff. So it's like, I feel like that's why Black Sam don't with none of them, because he feel like them niggas either up or they was in on it. So I get it. I totally get it. But is somebody gonna do something about it? Probably not. Because they've been talking about that for a long time inside of LA. Y'all just getting a whiff of how Black Sam feel, but he been know who felt like that. That's why he don't with the 6 O's. Ain't been with the 6 O's. That's why he don't sign off on nothing. Nobody trying to use his brother's none of that. He don't say that was just a bad month day. It was a bad month day. But I don't think it was just a bad month day. I do think it was something. Cowboy looks suspect in them. All of them look suspect. That's why Black Sam don't with none of them. They all look suspect. I felt like it wasn't just, he was just a shooter, bro. It was more than that. Like, it was more involved. He was just a shooter. No burners is crazy. That's a fact. No burners on Slauson and Crenshaw is crazy. If Big U was in on this, that ain't no way Shitty would have give him up. I think that if Big U was in on it, for sure, I think Shitty, I don't know. Because, bro, you remember, after that happened, they went and shot up this family house. They wiped out his whole family. Baby, mama, granny. Them niggas dead. Like, they went and did Johns.
Now, let me say this. She's not lying. Because I remember, like, after Nipsey was killed, I remember people in L.A. telling me about what happened to old boy's family. Like, literally, like, that whole week. You know what I'm saying? So she's not lying about that. Burners are guns, for people asking what's a burner. But she's not lying about that. There was, like, retaliation came instantly. And it almost seemed like they took out his family to, like, silence him or scare him even more. But what she's saying is that if they were really there to protect Nip, why didn't they have any guns? Like, how was he able to come there's surveillance cameras. You guys can go and pull up the court case. He came to and from like several times, and then the last time he came wearing a red shirt. Like, how is this not raising any suspicion? How was he able to shoot him that many times and nobody shot him back? So the whole thing is like crazy. But what she's saying a lot of truth. She's saying a lot of the stuff that people have been saying in LA for years. Also, Big U's acting like they were like in this, cool relationship and everything was all good and he loved Nip. But if you guys remember back in 2021, Nipsey Hussle's estate, that's why she's saying Black Sam don't sign off on nothing with the Crips. Remember, they got into a battle with the Crips. The Crips went and trademarked and started Crips LLC. And so Big Sam got into a battle with them. I'll show y'all that article when she gets done talking.
Same day. That people's dead behind that. And it's like, most would have been like, I ain't got shit to live for. Y'all killed my people. And if Big U, that's I gotta play devil's advocate. Because if Big U was actually in on it, I would be like, you paid me or you did whatever, and I didn't. And I held up my end of the bargain. But now my whole family got killed behind this shit. You couldn't even keep my people safe. You know what I'm saying? Which is stupid, because why would you go kill somebody like Nipsey and then leave your mama and them on the block in the 60s? You supposed to get them up out of there before you even went to scope the scenery. So, like for me, I probably would have been mad and hurt and feeling vindictive. I probably would have been like, you know what? That put me up to it. That I'm just telling you, I'm keeping it real. I don't got us to live for. They wiped up my whole family after I did this nigga a favor. I don't give a. He said, I was in the jungles when it happened. Ghetto Bird went up fast. There ain't no way paperwork on shitty ever snitching. There ain't no paperwork. I didn't say snitch. I'm saying if devil's advocate is they trying to say Big U put him up to it. If Big U actually put him up to it, after he killed Nipsey, his whole family got killed, wiped out within hours. They were dead. We know this. And so, because they still lived in the 60s. So therefore, if it was me, ain't no way, Big, you could have kept me quiet after that, because I did you a favor or I did whatever, and you couldn't even keep my family safe. So you got nothing to live for at that point. PC up, tell on them.
All right, so y'all just heard what she had to say about the situation. There's light coming in. I'm trying to get out the way so the light is not hitting my face. It's really bright out today. But so that's what she had to say about the situation. Now let me show y'all the article. This was from 2021. So if these folks really love Nip the way that they're trying to claim that they love Nip, then why were they trying to like take from his estate? You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is just strange. Where is it at here? Okay, here we go. Nipsey Hussle estate settles trademark suit with Crips LLC. Crips LLC applied for the Marathon Continues trademark in 2019. This was in May of 2019. This was literally like a month after Nipsey died. They tried to file for the trademark. The suit by the estate of rapper Nipsey Hussle against the Crip gang over the use of the Marathon Continues trademark was dismissed by the Central District of California. The parties reached a confidential settlement. It won't let me pull anything else up. You gotta pay for this article. But so it was like a lot of like shady shit that happened after Nip died, and that is why Black Sam does not fool with like most of these guys. The whole thing is just insane. The more you look into it, the rabbit hole goes deep. I definitely feel like there was some type of setup there, some type of issue, that this was done on purpose to silence him. They were mad because he had more effect, more clout, more notoriety in the hood. You know, a lot of people looked up to him. Nip was actually doing things for the community, whereas other people were not. And I just think he just became, you know, like the old saying goes, too big for your britches. He just became bigger than the program, and other people felt like they weren't able to eat off of him, and it bred a lot of jealousy. And I think that that's may of what happened, you know, to take him out. And obviously, his brother is definitely feeling away now that he's speaking out on the situation. But also, what also happened a few years ago is this video. Everybody is now pulling this video. It's going back viral. This video was posted 5 years ago, but it's going back viral of Big U basically laughing. You're going to see like at the 140 mark, somebody says justice for Nipsey, and him and this other dude in the background, they start laughing. So people found that very, very strange as well. So we're going to watch this real quick.
Get up, yo, nigga. This nigga's a bitch, cuz. Wait, what you waiting on, though? You don't know what you waiting on, though, nigga. What you waiting on? You got to tell us what you waiting on. Damn, my mama broke you with a
Justice for Dip.
Your boy would have been there like.
Okay, so who laughs at somebody writing justice for Nip? Like, if that's really, you know, your little homie and you really want the best for him, you're going to be like, yeah, justice for Nip. We need to find out who did it. But he starts laughing. He looks back at his friend. It's almost like they're laughing at an inside joke. It kind of reminds me of the Chicago drill rappers. Like, every time they take out an op, they do little shit like those, like King Von eating cereal in the car, you know, them like when FBD Duck, when he got killed, how they were saying little things on social media. It's just weird. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, to me, that didn't sit well with me at all when he laughed at that part. So a lot of people are going back and looking at that. And then also, let's not forget, Charleston White has been talking about this for over a year, that the Crips set up Nipsey. And then also Loose Cannon, he also came out and claimed that he had received a phone call 30 minutes before Nipsey was killed from Big U. So we're going to go ahead and watch this clip of Charleston White. Well, no, actually, hold on. Let me play the clip of Loose Cannon first, and then we'll come back to Charleston. He's at 328. Okay, we're going to watch this clip first real quick. All right.
On phone, he FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got, or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah, and
you
we
like
were just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it, because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
and
just
30 minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early, because the homie Shady.
All right, so y'all just heard what Loose Change was saying, and that, I think that interview was like 6 months ago when he was saying that. So, like I said, everything that Black Sam was saying to Big Boy, people are just starting to add things together. So now let's go ahead. We're gonna watch Charleston White really quick here. He talked about this a year ago. He was saying the same thing. Okay, we're going to play this one here. All right.
not a lone actor in that. If you go back and follow the details, Nip and Big U got into it. Big U hit Nip Daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun. Hey, y'all get out. Say, Nip, come on, nigga, we finna come beat you. Because I don't want to pay that $20,000. You say it's over this equipment. But the white folks is pulling me away from the set. I met a Jewish white boy on the front row at the Los Angeles Lakers ball game. Me and this white boy getting drunk. We started talking business idea. This white boy see I'm a sharp nigga. This white boy pulled me into business ventures, the vector sector, right? So now I'm being expanded, but now they pulling me away from the set. The set have made it known nobody's bigger than the set. Nobody's bigger than the program. Nip had gotten bigger than the program. Quando is a reminder that nobody's bigger than the program. But Nip had gotten bigger than the set. Well, what do you mean by that, Charleston? Think about when Big U and all the other big homies and the OGs in the hood, they standing in front of Nip shit. They standing on the street corners. When Nip pull up in that motherfucking platinum Jaguar, he pull up in that motherfucking platinum Jaguar, nigga, them fresh ass Puma with all them goddamn chains on, and then he opened up the door. He got a Hollywood bitch coming up out of there, London Lauren, one of the baddest Hollywood bitches we done seen. When the little homies see Nip pull up, do you think they gonna stay here and talk to the big homies, Big U and them? They gonna make an about face and say, y'all, there go Nip, and they gonna run away from the big homies. As all the excitement going to Nip, all the brawls, everybody, the store, what you think the big homie sitting back saying? Now Nip is growing. Nip that Monday had a meeting with the LA County, with the LA Police Departments on gang intervention program before he come up dead. So now Nip and Big U done fell out over $20,000 worth of equipment, so they say. But it's really over $20,000 nigga extortion fee to pay for protection. Yeah, Nip was being extorted too. He had to pay for protection. That's why they got that video of him that Wack 100 say they got of him. Why would they let Wack even make that statement? So peep game. So you think them niggas ain't saying, man, that nigga there woo woo woo, and his brother go shoot at us? That nigga brother pull a gun out on Big U, nigga. His brother nigga, you don't pull no gun out on no nigga. Every street nigga know, nigga, y'all don't give a damn where you shot that gun at. You pulled it out on me, nigga. And Big Black Sam ain't never been down with the set. Black Sam have always tried to pull them niggas out of Nip's business and get him away from the set. But you can't do that, cuz. Quando Rondo is a baby, my nigga. That nigga's a kid. That's why he cried at that murder scene like that. If I'm in the gang, homie, and I'm in the set, and I see one of the homies break down like that, homie, nah, homie, y'all give him a pass. That's a mental breakdown, nigga. We claim we love one another. We claim, nah, homie.
All right. So y'all just heard what Charleston White had to say about the situation. Like I said, he was saying that a year ago. So I feel like there's some shit in the mix. Okay. I feel like there's a lot going on with this whole Nipsey Hussle situation. And this is why he's being talked about again a lot since his killing 5 years ago because of that interview that Black Sam did. And this is why, you know, again, like they say in the South, a hit dog will holler. And I just feel like there is a lot. I think there's a lot more to it than some people know. And the public may never know like the full truth, but I do feel like it was a setup. It was a perfect storm, unfortunately. And I feel like Eric Holder was like the perfect send-off. There's one in every crew. So I'll leave it at that. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here. It looks like we got Moneybag Mo in the building. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. She came through. She dropped $499.99. Thank you so much, Mo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She always comes through showing love. That means a lot to me. Let's see here. David sent $4.99. Mimi sent $39.99 in Czar money. So thank you, Mimi and David. A Rose says, you may feel under the weather, but you look fabulous, honey. Your skin is glowing. Sending love from the Dirty South in AZ. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Thanks for checking in. Kitty Jackson says, happy to see you live today. Glad you're well. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you for the super chat, sis. Let's see here. CB3 sent $4.99 says, hey, T, did you see the Gene Deal interview about Craig Mack having AIDS? I saw that last night. I did not know that. And they were trying to say, like, his skin and all that stuff that was going on with his skin, that was because of the AIDS. I thought it was just acne or, I don't know, some type of pimple distortion or something. I don't know. But, yeah, they just been going in on that situation. I guess the wife is the one that put it out there that he had AIDS. And then it makes you think, because like I did in my deep dive, a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of people were saying that Big was bi. He went every which way. And people are saying that he got that from Diddy and that Diddy got that from Clive and Andre Harrell. So who knows? Who knows if they had Craig Mack, unfortunately, doing some strange things for some change, But either way, rest in peace to him. It's sad. But I did see that interview. Let's see here. IJ Mitch 08 sent 20 says, hey T, this is my first super chat. Thank you for being authentic and sharing your light. I'm enjoying the videos and the vlogs with my little Leo. She was born July 30th. Love you. Keep shining, Discord gang. Wow. Congratulations on your new bundle of joy. Thank you so much for the super chat. That is awesome. I'm nothing like a brand new baby. That's so sweet. Let's see here. TJ sent $4.99 says, T, love you. Come turn up with us Jamaicans in Brooklyn. I see some comparisons with Big U and Jay. Real snakes. I haven't been to Brooklyn in a while. I haven't been in New York in a few years. I do need to get back out there. I've not been in New York in a long time. But I'll be willing to come out there, though. I sure will be. Let's see here. Stacy Jean Baptiste and 5 says, first super chat, love your channel. You keep us all informed. Discord gang, Bow Bridge, Louisiana. Love you, T. Love you too, and thank you for checking in, sis. Appreciate you. Okay. Miss Moneybag Mo gifted 50 Lovelyti memberships. Mo be going hard, man. I appreciate you so much. So if you guys want to join the memberships and watch the deep dive, she just gifted 50 memberships to 50 new people. So feel free to join. Let's see here. Divine just joined the membership. Welcome. Mo is so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Also, I cannot wait until the Millie party. I've been really busy getting that in order and I got so much stuff to do with that and just getting like all the gifts and we're going over decor, but I'm super excited for that. So we do have a wait list. We might have a few more tickets coming up. So if we do, you'll be contacted. We've contacted at least like 5 people that were on the wait list that were able to get tickets. So as plans change and people fall off, tickets will become available. But for now, they're all sold out for people asking. Dang, she really looked out. All I see is new members. That's what's up. Okay, so now, so that's what's going on with the whole Nipsey Hussle situation. So now I want to go ahead and talk about some other things here. Give me just a second. I'm not. Okay, so let's talk about the whole DNC. The DNC is definitely trying to like rally up the troops. As we know that the RNC, they've had Amber Rose and Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan. And so the DNC is trying to be super lit. They had Meg Thee Stallion twerking. They had Quavo talking. They had Lil Jon come out, and I thought that was lit. I really enjoyed Lil Jon coming out and performing Turn Down for What. But they also had the Obamas come out and speak, and a lot of people loved it because we haven't seen the Obamas publicly in a while. And they are supporting Kamala Harris. So we're going to go ahead and check that out really quick here. Give me just a second. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to watch Michelle Obama come out and talk, and also bring out Barack Obama as well.
Please welcome America's 44th president and the love of my life, Barack Obama.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
You can tell the Obamas are severely missed. And I don't care if you feel like he was a good president or a bad president. When I see the Obamas, it reminds me of happier times. This was before C-19. You know, the economy crashing. I don't know. They just remind me of like happy times, you know? So it's just really dope to see her bring out her husband. I got a few more clips of her talking here. So I'm going to play this one over here.
To do something. This is our time to stand up for what we know in our hearts is right. To stand up. Not just for our basic freedoms, but for decency and humanity, for basic respect, dignity, and empathy, for the values at the very foundation of this democracy.
And delivering a takedown of former President Trump, referencing the racist conspiracy theory Mr. Trump pushed for years against her husband.
Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
Mr. Obama following his wife.
I am the only person stupid enough to speak after Michelle Obama.
Anointing Harris as a successor to the movement he began in 2008.
This convention has always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible.
While delivering his own attacks against Mr. Trump.
The people who will decide this election are asking a very simple question. Who will fight for me? Who's thinking about my future? Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
The Obama speeches following a heartfelt address from the vice president's husband, Doug Emhoff, discussing what he called their blended family and describing his first awkward phone call to Harris.
I got Kamala's voicemail and I just started rambling. Hey, it's Doug.
Earlier, Democrats putting a new spin on the roll call vote, featuring a DJ and a surprise performance by rapper Lil Jon. The vice president speaking from a packed Milwaukee arena, the same venue where Donald Trump recently accepted the Republican nomination.
We are so honored to be your nominees.
Mr. Trump campaigning in Michigan, leveling some attacks against Harris.
She is so far left that nobody can even imagine.
Back in Chicago, the Democratic Party's stars were preparing their rousing endorsement of Vice President Harris. Also overnight, another round of protests leading.
All right, so you guys just saw that. So the DNC is definitely getting some life breathed back into them, you know, with Tim Walz being, you know, nominated for potential vice presidency, and then the Obama speaking, Lil Jon. So they're bringing out all the footsteps. They're not stopping at all. To people in the chat, quit begging Little Mo for money. Quit begging her for memberships. She gifted memberships. If you want to join, you just click the membership. Quit asking her. She already gifted 50 of them. So stop, because y'all are being distracting and the mods are removing people who keep asking her for stuff. Look, even Janice is in there like, y'all stop adding her. She gifted 50 memberships. All you have to do is go to the membership and click on it. There's no reason to be asking her to give you a membership when she literally gave 50 free ones. So the first 50 who joined, they got them. So stop, because y'all are being distracting. And in a minute, the mods are going to put y'all on timeout. Y'all keep begging her. Y'all look crazy. All right, so yeah, the e-begging, thank you. Like, she literally did y'all a solid, and then y'all are still begging like, well, what about me? Click the membership. Oh my gosh. All right, so now Amber Rose is speaking out about the whole DNC situation. So we're going to see what good old Amber Rose has to say. You know, she always got something to say, child. So hold on, let me pull up this screen really quick here. All right, let's see what Amber Rose has to say about the DNC.
I'm not gonna lie, the DNC is so lit. Like, that shit was super popping last night. Like, DJ Cassidy killed it. Shout out to DJ Cassidy. Shout out to Lil Jon. Like, they had Lil Jon there. This is fire. But I was thinking Kamala should have a new slogan. It should be, let's manipulate Americans into thinking that everything is all good and everything is just funny and laughs and jokes and like just cool ass music. And, you know, while war veterans are broke and there's so many homeless people in America and people can't afford groceries or rent or to even go out with their friends anymore and have a good time. Illegal migrants are getting so much money in food stamps, taking over our hotels and schools. People are dying in war. You know, that should be her new slogan. I think she should put that on a hat. Yeah, I think she should put that on a hat. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, the DNC is so.
All right, so y'all just heard what Amber Rose had to say. She's not here for it. She's saying, okay, Miss Border Czar, you ate. Yes, queen, yes. So Amber is still being messy, but, you know, again, she's MAGA. You know what I mean? She's Team Trump. That's who she's rolling with. She's down with the red team, and it is what it is. Like I always tell you guys, people have the right to, you know what I'm saying, be on whatever side of the political spectrum that they choose to be on. So I'm not mad at her. That is her opinion. But I will say that the Democrats are definitely, I think they breathe more life into the campaign as of late. They've even piqued my interest as of late, because I think like the last few go-arounds, I just could have cared less. You know what I mean? So it seems like they're definitely, you know, they're pulling all the stops. And the fact that the Obamas came out, that definitely breathed more life into this whole campaign situation as well. But it's going to be interesting to see what goes down in November. That's where it really matters. You know, all the yelling back and forth and arguing in the shade room comments means nothing. What's really going to matter is what happens during the polls. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here. I like these memberships. I'm trying to like scroll through all these memberships here. Faith Keeper sent 2 says, Where there's smoke, there's fire. Long live Nip. I definitely agree. Candace said 5 says, love your videos, T. My special needs son loves to hear you laugh. He laughs every time you do. Aw, that is so sweet. Tell him I said hi, and thank you guys for checking me out. I appreciate y'all. J Jersey Girl sent 2 says, West Indian Parade on Labor Day on Eastern Parkway. I'm assuming, is that in New York? Like, y'all, you know, New Yorkers, they'll just name a street. I'm like, I live in Minnesota. Where is Eastern Parkway? Is that in New York? Y'all want me to come to the West Indian Parade? I do want to put on them outfits. Them outfits be so cute. You know, with the little bra and the feathers and the little, you know, the ass out. I do want to wear one of the little carnival outfits. And then I lost this weight, chat. I'm ready to show it off. I would love to wear that. That's in NYC. I figured it. Okay, oh, it's in Brooklyn. Okay, because she just wrote the name of the street. I'm like, Eastern Parkway. That's not in Minneapolis. Okay, I'm back. Can y'all? I don't know what happened. It just crashed. Rock Nation is at it again. Child, Jay-Z just won't stop, won't leave me the fuck alone. Rock Nation shall crumble! Damn it. Okay, I'm back now. Y'all can see and hear me? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hold on. It says something in the audio. Can y'all hear me, though? Because then I just got a pop-up from YouTube. Okay, we back. Rock Nation, y'all gonna stop fucking with me. Okay? In my Tory Lane's daddy voice. Okay, good. Y'all can see and hear me. Okay, we back in business. All right. Let's see here. Kanisha Morgan sent 10, says, hey T, I bought you a gift. How do I send it? I believe you have a P.O. box. That state roll call was dope. Yes, it was. Yeah, somebody, matter of fact, somebody sent me a gift, which I didn't leave a card. Somebody sent me a blanket, a pink and purple blanket, a Leo blanket. It has like all like the Leo symbolism and the line. It's so cute. It's like a little throw blanket, but I don't know who sent it. So if you send me the blanket, thank you so much. I got it. If you're trying to send me a gift, I do have a P.O. box. You have to email me to get the P.O. box. My P.O. box is not public because I need to know who I'm giving my P.O. box to. In the event, you know, they send some bullshit, we know how to trace it back to the sender. But yeah, just email me and I'll get you the P.O. box. But thank you to whoever sent me the Leo blanket. I got a few items for my birthday, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And Kenya sent me a few gifts for my birthday, so thank you so much, Kenya. I appreciate you. Y'all are too sweet. Let me see here. Shy B sent $20, says, all the stuff Amber brought up has been going on. Now she cares. Oh, yeah. It's been going on both ends. Sugary Mess says, Amber wasn't speaking facts because if she read Harris's policies, she wouldn't say any of that. Thank you so much for the super chat, sis. Let's see here. Texas Mindset 5 says, "Hey, T is live on my birthday. Such a beautiful mind in person. You inform and inspire. Keep us rolling. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and happy birthday." Okay, so now before I go, because I've been out here for over an hour, please make sure I hit the like button. If y'all have enjoyed this stream, please hit the like button. So I want to also talk about Ashanti. There were rumors that Ashanti had her baby a few weeks ago, so now she's confirming it. She's also confirming the baby's name too. So let me pull this up here. So a lot of people are giving Ashanti props because basically she's showing her postpartum body. So let's go ahead and watch this really quick here. So this is Ashanti.
No idea what this body can do. 4 weeks postpartum, you have no idea what this body can do. 4 weeks postpartum, you have no idea what this body can do.
Mute my microphone. Y'all know my face, honey. So she's basically showing herself in some big old draws. This is her postpartum body. And a lot of people are giving her props, you know what I'm saying? Because some people are used to, I guess, the snapback. And I guess I'm just surprised that, like, I guess we live in a new
4 weeks postpartum.
It's just kind of weird. So she wrote this. She says, "Funny how life plans aren't always on time. LOL. I've been waiting to be a mom for a long time, but now nothing could prepare me for everything motherhood brings. This is what postpartum looks like, and I'm loving these super cozy Freedom Mom shorts. I'm so proud of my body for giving me my baby, 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 baby." I love Ashanti. So, I guess, you know, for me, a lot of people are saying, like, in the comments, this is the type of postpartum look I can relate to. This is how 90% of real life non-celebrity plastic surgery snap back. Congratulations, mommy. I understand privacy, but show us the baby. We want to see the baby. I guess I'm just confused I didn't realize so many women were literally comparing themselves to celebrity snapbacks. I think every woman's body is different. I snap back naturally. Like every woman, I think it's unfair to act like Ashanti's body type is 90% of all women, because I didn't look like that after I had my first or my second. A lot of people do not look like Tiana Taylor after they have their kids. I think people need to stop comparing themselves to the internet. It's just weird. Like, why are y'all so worried about snapping back as opposed to breastfeeding your child and bonding with your child? You know what I'm saying? I respect her for showing one body type, but everybody doesn't look like Ashanti, just like everybody doesn't look like Tiana. I think people should focus on being healthy and breastfeeding, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to this whole race to either look, you know, like what postpartum is supposed to look like. Like after, and granted, I was a teen when I had my oldest, but after I had him, I was able to wear a crop top and some shorts. There was no such thing as a snapback. You had your baby and either you just, you know, you look young, so you naturally were slim and you just didn't look like you had a kid, or, you know, you were more plus size and you had your baby. Like nobody compared themselves is what I'm trying to say. So it's just, I was very shocked reading the comments, like all these people crying like, yeah, now, you know, this raised my self-esteem. My self-esteem was so low because I see all these other celebrities and they snap back. Why are you busy comparing yourself to people who have dietitians, plastic surgeons, as opposed to just bonding with your child? It's just very weird. It's weird. You know, I know some people who look just like Ashanti's body type once they had their kids, and other people who look like a Tiana Taylor or Kylie Jenner, you know, and especially if you're naturally thin, you're not gonna be that big everywhere. Like for me, I was all baby. You know what I mean? So like I was like, if you saw me from the back, you wouldn't even know I was pregnant till I turned around. Cause like my legs, my arms, you know what I'm saying? I was all baby. So everybody is different. Every pregnancy is different. I think Ashanti looks great for having had a baby 4 weeks ago. But I just feel like nobody, like everyone is like, I just don't understand the whole praising. Like now everybody's praising her, right? But then they're demonizing the people who naturally snap back. Not everybody is big after they have a baby. So people shouldn't be demonized just because they naturally snap back. Some people can have a baby and not look like they had a baby, and that's just natural for them. That doesn't make them a bad person. That doesn't mean that they had plastic surgery. So I don't know. I just don't like how it's like, let's attack women. Let's just be happy that women are able to give birth and make it through a pregnancy. You know, because giving birth is like the closest thing for a lot of women to death. So many women don't make it, you know, during the birth. People die. We've had YouTubers go into labor and not make it out. You know what I'm saying? So instead of worrying about, like, Krishan, like, I never understood that. I'm like, you're sitting here showing off your flat stomach. Well, you're an athlete. Your body should look like that. I'm not about to give somebody props who, you know, who is already working out, who already has a naturally slim shape. Like, okay, your stomach is black flat, or okay, you just had a baby. And I think regular women are comparing themselves to these influencers and celebrities. That's their job. Their job is to be on social media and floss and all that stuff. If that's not your job, you shouldn't care. You really shouldn't. Again, you should focus on trying to have a healthy pregnancy, bonding with your baby. A matter of fact, Aloho, she just had her baby, you know, so shout out to her. She had a little Leo cub, you know what I'm saying? And just bond with your child. Enjoy that time. They grow so fast, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't like the way the conversation was being had. It's like, let's praise one and demonize the other. But then when somebody is naturally slim and they're showing their snapback, everybody's accusing them of plastic surgery and saying, oh, they're unhealthy, when everybody's body is different. And we need to remember that, you know, and stop comparing yourselves to images on social media. So I can respect Ashanti for coming out and showing that, you know what I'm saying? Because there are women who look like that after they have kids, and that's okay. But then there are also women who don't look like that after they have kids, you know? And y'all not gonna shame me because I snap back naturally after I had my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't like that. I don't like the shaming. Because at the end of the day, pregnancy is no joke at all. It's a lot. Somebody said it also has to do with age. I mean, yeah, age definitely plays a factor in it, but it is also, you know, just depends on the girl. But yeah, if you're younger, it's a lot easier to snap back at 16, 17, 18 than at 40, you know, but it is what it is. Bree says, I'm scared to have a kid. Yeah, Aloho had a baby. That's why she hasn't been on YouTube. And then, well, no, but I had my second in my 20s, though. Like, I had my second. My kids are 4 years apart. So, yeah, I mean, I was young, but, I mean, so. Now, I think if I was to have a baby now, I think I would be able to snap back. Maybe not as quick. But I think with my frame, I don't think it would be a huge difference. That's just what I'm thinking. But, again, chat, I don't know if I'm trying to start over. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. Shit. I am. Who was in their 50s? And I don't think Janet was in her 50s when she had her baby. But again, Janet wasn't on the internet trying to, you know, show snapback pictures. That's that bullshit with this new generation. The people I know who are having kids, they're not on social media trying to show their snapback. They're bonding with their children. So I just find it very strange that this is even a thing. Somebody says, T, you need a girl. I do. I would love a little baby girl. I do. No stretch marks or nothing. No, I have stretch marks, though. That's the sucky part. I do have stretch marks. You know what I'm saying? I've been very honest. I have stretch marks on my butt. I do. I used to be like so embarrassed. And then like, you know, oh, thank God for Kendrick Lamar song. You know, when he came out with that song, was it Be Humble? And he was like, and everybody was showing their stretch marks because again, on social media, will have you believing that everybody can have a 50-inch ass and no cellulite, no dimples, no stretch marks. So I thought I was just like an anomaly. I'm like, damn, why? So am I the only person who got stretch marks? And then when Kelly Rowland showed the stretch marks on her butt, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone, because I really thought I was alone. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, so people have stretch marks. It's okay. And now, I don't care. I put on swimsuits. I used to never wear swimsuits. Remember, I used to never wear swimsuits. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I got stretch marks. What the fuck am I showing off? But now, I put on a swimsuit in Puerto Rico. Put a little swimsuits, Now I don't care as much. Yeah. Because I'm like, how does somebody have a 50-inch ass and it's just smooth? Because everybody know what a big old ghetto butt. They got like cellulite. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But you be on social media, everything is just photoshopped to perfection. So I really thought I was one person out here with stretch marks, child. But yeah, no, I don't care. Somebody say, are you considering a surrogate? No. I be talking shit. I do want another kid, especially since my kids are getting older. Like, my baby's 18. My oldest is 23. So I do feel like I want another kid, but then part of me is like, I'd rather just wait for grandchildren because, now that my kids are grown, I be out. I like to travel. You know what I'm saying? I be out. So it's like, if I have another kid, I'd have to, like, start all over. I wouldn't get no sleep. I had to breastfeed. Imagine me going live and I got a baby right here. So I don't know. That's a lot. I would adopt, though. I am thinking about it. I would do, like, foster care. But they'd have to be a little bit older. I don't want to, like, they'd have to be, like, at least, like, 2 and up. But then, I don't know, 2-year-olds, they be fucking shit up. Maybe 5 and up. Because I got a lot of nice shit. That's another thing I be thinking about, too. Like, once you get older and your kids are old, like, I have nice stuff. I have nice furniture. I've never had a light-colored couch. When they were growing, I had to have, when you're raising your children, you have small kids, you literally can only have a brown or a black couch. Them is the only choices. Because they're spilling shit everywhere. They're breaking stuff. They're throwing footballs. Now I have, like, crystals in my house. I have, like, bling bling. I got nice little shit. I got vases. I never had that when these kids were growing up. Because they would just throw football, throw basketball. You can't have nice stuff. The only thing that you're allowed to have, especially when you're a boy mom, is wooden furniture and either a black or brown couch. Tell me I'm lying. Everything was wooden. Now my house has all types of glass and crystal and clear stuff. Because they're grown now. They know better. Yeah, have glassware now. Thank you, J Universe. Once your kids get grown, you can have glassware. You can't have that when they're little. So when my nieces and nephew come over, they want to touch shit. Fingerprints everywhere. They want to get on my couches that spin. Now you're supposed to sit. They want to jump on there and spin. So I'm just like, dang, if I have a kid that lives here 24/7, I can't have all this nice shit. My house is not baby-proof no more. At this point, I only like my friends to bring their kids over who are under the age of 5. If your child is under the age of 5, they got to go downstairs in the basement. They can go in the gym and play basketball in the gym. They can go in the theater, go watch Little Mermaid. I don't even like kids under the age of 5 in my living room because they like shiny shit. All they want to do is touch stuff. And I'd be nervous they're going to break whatever they touch. I'm like, no. I worked hard for this. My kids are now grown where I can enjoy this. So I be having to think about a lot of stuff, man. With a little baby, I'm going to have to go back to brown couches and wood end tables. Nah. It's still, am I lying? Thank you, Jewel. When you got little babies, ain't none of this silver and crystal shit. Everything has to go back to wood, brown and black. I've come a long way. I'm like, man. So that's why I be having to think, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to start all over. You got to baby-proof the house and everything. Ooh, wee. Like, sometimes my son, because, his friends are not at an age where they're having kids. So sometimes their kids will come over and the little girl somehow got in my office, took my little Leo doll and was playing with it, and then just threw it on the floor and ran upstairs. First of all, how did you get in my office? How did you even know to grab that's my stuffed animal. Just threw it on the floor and ran away. I'm telling you, man, these kids is wild. Somebody says, my mom doesn't allow kids in her living room, even my nieces and nephews. I'm telling you, once your kids get grown and you got nice shit, you be wary. I can always tell once kids leave my house, handprints everywhere. Because I have a lot of mirrors and windows. So, and all you see is forehead and little fingers and hands. Because they're all looking at they're looking out the window. They're trying to look downstairs into the gym. They're moving like a little footstool. They want to look in the gym and see who's playing basketball. So once kids leave my house, I got to go through a glass cleaner. Clean. I couldn't imagine doing that every day. Every day I got to clean up glass? Yeah, man, I don't know. I might just have to wait for the grandbabies, y'all. How did we get on the subject of this? Oh, because of Ashanti and her postpartum pictures. But now I'm happy for Ashanti, though. She finally got her little boy. They said his name is Kareem. She named him Kareem is the name. That's a beautiful name. That's a Muslim name, too, Kareem. I like it. So I'm happy for Ashanti. You know, Nelly is still a weirdo in my book, but, you know, whatever. I like Ashanti, so Ashanti can't do no wrong in my eyes. Yeah, that's his name. His name is Kareem Kincaid. I like that name. That's a really cute name. Let me show y'all. Mr. Kareem Kincaid. That's his name. Kareem Kincaid Haynes. I want to see the baby. Hopefully she'll show a picture of the baby soon. But I'm happy for Ashanti. She's been wanting a child for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So somebody said, is he still in jail? Nah, he got out. I think she bailed him out or something. He out now. Somebody said he can roll in powder for all I care. Y'all are messy. Hopefully he'll get himself together. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he'll get himself together and, you know, lay off the whatever he's on. But, yeah. Let's see here. Anymore? Okay, what else? It was somebody else. Hold on. Something else I needed to talk about. I think I hit up all the topics. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah, I did. We hit up all the topics, child. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let's hit on this real quick before I go. The Diaper's being sued. Now, remember the Diaper thought, you know, he could go around just beating up people, putting hands on folks, killing people in Walmarts. Well, now he's finally facing the consequences to his lunatic actions. Danny Lay's brother is suing the Diaper for $4 million. First of all, is he even worth that much anymore? Because he hasn't been hot in a long time. So let's read this. Madia just posted it. The Diaper's ex-girlfriend, Danny Lay's brother, is demanding over $4 million in damages in court over an alleged 2022 assault. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Brandon Bills told the court he believes he's owed $2 million in general damages and another $2 million in special damages. Brandon was at the bowling alley in Southern California when his sister's ex, the Diaper, 32, walked in with his friends in suit. Brandon accused the baby of attacking him for no reason. He says he suffered severe injuries, psychological damage, medical bills, and more. The fight came months after the baby and Danny Lay, 29, had a nasty public breakup. TMZ said the police launched an investigation into the matter, but no charges were ever brought due to Brandon refusing to speak to authorities. Instead, Brandon filed a civil lawsuit against the Diaper and the bowling alley. The Diaper told TMZ that his actions were done in self-defense. I don't feel bad for anything that happens to the Diaper. Ever since he killed that young man in Walmart and came up off of it, and the way he disrespected Danny, and he just likes to put his hands on people. Let's see if we can find that fight. Let's see here. Now, what I find very interesting, you know, why would you sue the bowling alley? I think that's kind of messed up. The bowling alley has nothing to do with y'all's fuckery. This is a family-owned bowling alley. Now you're suing them because of why? And another thing, I feel like he really should have pressed criminal charges. Because had you pressed criminal charges on him, that probably would have looked better in your civil case. But the fact that you refuse to talk to the police, you know, who knows what's going to happen of this. The reason why I call him the Diaper is because when he first came out, he was wearing an adult Depends. So he wore a diaper, not me. So let's go ahead and watch this real quick. This is the fight. You see how he just attacked him? How was this self-defense? Look at that, the diaper. Through the first blow. Then they jumped him. We're not going to watch the whole thing. But he's claiming self-defense. No, that was not self-defense. That was you putting hands on that man on sight. So I don't feel bad for the diaper. That's all he does is go around starting mess, putting hands on people. Remember, he fought one of his own people on his own team backstage. He put hands on that man. We ain't forgot how he did Don Tragg. Remember, Don Tragg was his opening act, and Don Tragg went to go ask him for a picture, and the baby and his security jumped that boy and put that boy in a coma. So I don't feel bad for him at all. Yeah, jumping somebody is not self-defense. So he's insane if he thinks he's going to win that. Do I feel like Brandon Bill should get $4 million? I mean, if he can get it, whatever. I doubt he will, though. But I'm sure he's suing. He's starting high and then working low. He should be compensated for at least his hospital bills. You know what I'm saying? Because hospital bills are not cheap. But I don't think he's going to get $4 million at all. Let's see here. Wavy Tay sent 1999 says, "Hey, Auntie, this is your favorite soldier checking in. The DNC was very cringe for me, especially AOC's fake-ass preacher accent. Also, Kaya gagged Miss Netta and Charles something vicious. Her mind is organized chaos. Ooh-wee. Somebody said that Charles and Netta broke up. I don't know if that's true or not. I got to look into that. Let's see here. Getting Lucky in Kentucky says, "Child, I snapped like Aaliyah's back and forth after my old ass had my first kid." Thank you. Again, it all really depends on the woman's body. A lot of people snap back without the need of plastic surgery and tummy tucks. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't naturally snap back, and that's okay. It really just depends on the woman. Not even so much the age, because there are young teen moms, you know, who are bigger, who don't like snap back. So it just really depends on the woman. Aquamoon says, "My stomach has stretch marks from pregnancy that came at the very last few weeks before my firstborn was born." Oh, okay. Well, put some, you know, cocoa butter on there, shea butter. It works a little bit. You know, like mine have definitely faded over the years. You know, I mean, hell, they're damn 18 years old. Because I didn't really get a whole lot of stretch marks from my, oh, no, I got some from my oldest. But I didn't get any stretch marks on my stomach. Yeah, all my stretch marks was like really on my butt. You know what I'm saying? Because my butt got big. So that's where like most of mine are at. So, yeah. Yeah, shea butter helps. Cocoa butter helps. You know what I'm saying? And now you just fade them until they're light. Like, now they're all light. You can't really, I mean, you can see them in certain lights, but it doesn't bother me no more. Ever since Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. Like, it's okay to have stretch marks. Nobody's perfect. And I don't have cellulite. You know, so I heard it's either one or the other. If you don't have any, you're just, I mean, God bless you. If you don't have cellulite or stretch marks, you are blessed. Mwah, okay? Bless your heart. But it's usually one or the other. But I remember I only met one girl when I was in LA. We were at this pool party, and she was like this little petite Italian girl, and she didn't have like no stretch marks, no cellulite. Like her body was teased. So some people just, you have very few people who just they don't have anything, which is lucky. But some people do. Some people have cellulite, you know what I'm saying? And some people have stretch marks. So it just depends. Somebody says I got little stretch marks on each side. Yeah, it just really depends. Embrace your stretch marks. You're still beautiful. Yeah. Somebody said God's favorite. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you don't have either, shit, okay, must be nice. But there's some people who don't have either or. So, there's a few blessed ones, child. But yeah, I got stretch marks. I don't, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and hold y'all. I do. You know what I'm saying? But I've never got no complaints, so it don't matter. The stretch marks ain't stopping shit over here, okay? All right, so that's really all I have for today. We got on this subject. Let's see. Mystery says, I didn't snap back, but I did get back. Okay. Again, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. Don't worry about the whole trying to snap back for social media. It eventually comes, because you got to think about this too. Can we keep it real? It takes like 9 months to put on all that baby weight. So I don't know why people think that it's just you're gonna get right back instantly. You know what I mean? For some people, yes. But for a majority of people, it takes a while for it to come off, and that's okay. It took you 9 months to get there, so it might take you 9 months, you know what I'm saying, to get it all off and get back to your original size. For some people, it's a lot less time. It just really depends on your body. But definitely don't beat yourself up over that. Who? Somebody says, did you see Tucson's GoFundMe crying about Ari not gifting him $20K that she promised? She overpromised, but he's a whole grown man. How about you get a job? Who is Tucson? Let me see. Tucson and Ari? Are y'all talking about that Ari Fletcher girl? The one that's always calling people broke? I'm not a fan of hers. I don't know who Tucson is, but I feel like laughing. Who is Tucson? Are we talking about that Ari girl or a different Ari? It's not coming up. I'm trying to see which, because I'm putting in the guy's name in Ari, but nothing's coming up. Dinner with the Don, Ari, and Tucson cook spaghetti. Was this one of her friends? Ari versus Tucson, Battle of the Burgers. Is this like this is like her chef? It's on the shade room? Okay, let me go to the shade room. I don't even know what y'all was talking about. I don't check for anything Ari does. I'm too broke to, I'm too poor and dusty to check for anything Ari got going on, honey. You ain't got but one time to call me broke. I check out. Is this the post? I don't want any class. Oh, okay. This is the man. Who is this? Tucson Jules? Yeah, I don't know any of these people. Let's watch this together. Let's sip on this tea together. Some grown man. Looks like they were friends once upon a time. Tucson Jewel creates a GoFundMe. What? Okay, hold on. Let me try and read. Let me see if I can zoom in and read this bullshit. I never thought I'd be in this position, but I'm reaching out for help after a heartbreaking betrayal. My best friend promised me $20,000 for a down payment on a car as a birthday gift. Trusting her completely, I went ahead with the start of the car purchase only to have her not give me anything. Despite my best efforts and hopes, I did not receive any payment, which actually, after the camera stopped rolling, I did my heartfelt speech, followed by my heartfelt text, and her response was, "I love you too, but I have a disclaimer." Then went silent after I received a call and was told that it was actually $10,000. She wanted to tell me, but they said that she couldn't. And so now she's laughing at him. Okay, I just don't care enough about her or this friend. First of all, why would you be living above your means? Until that so-called friend cut you a check for 20 grand, why would you go out and go purchase the car in your name before she cut you a check? So it sounds like he was boo-boo the fool. It sounds like he was trying to front and stunt for social media and thought that Ari was going to cover it, and she played him. I don't feel bad for either one of them. And then, so I'm confused. What does this have to do with the public? So now the public, now we're responsible to fund your lifestyle? Fuck out of here. So now all the broke people that y'all, because when he was running with Ari, everybody was broke and dusty. That's how they talk to the public. But now that Ari shitted on him, now it's the public's job to fund your lifestyle, to get you $20,000 for a car. You got people out here who don't even have cars to get to work. You got folks right now taking the subway, the city bus, walking to work. But we're supposed to come together as a collective to go to whole fund you some money because your friend decided not to pay for your car. Sir, sit the fuck down. And I don't even know this man. Where's my tiny violin? Near. That's all I have for you. Because I'll be damned. Okay? That's all I have for this man that I've never heard of until today. Good luck to you and that GoFundMe. Nobody should be donating to him. That's bullshit. Because I can just imagine, if that's Ari's friend, I'm sure he has the same nasty disposition she has. Because birds of a feather flock together. So, good luck. The repo man will be knocking on your door soon enough. Next. I don't feel bad for neither one of them. Let's see here. Big Bronx. Fat Joe receives the key to New York City. So they done took the key from Diddy and get... What? Wait, they done took the key from Diddy and gave it to Fat Joe? Where they do that at? Look at Mayor Eric Adams. You can't make this up. So y'all done took that same dusty key from P. Diddy and handed it to Fat Joe. Mayor Adams handed over the key during the star-studded event, praising not only Fat Joe's talent as a rapper, but his philanthropic efforts as well before presenting him with the key to the city. That is the same key that Diddy had. So they done snatched Diddy's key and gave it to Jose. You can't make this shit up. I guess. Congratulations to Jose being given the key to the city. Oh, you can't make this up. Let me read these last few super chats here. Let's see. Jay Jersey Girl Senpai said, in 2024, with all the medical technology, women still pass in birth. Women are making another human being. Of course, it can wreak havoc on the body. Exactly. Thank you, sis. JC Santen says, me and my stretch marks have been together since elementary school. Due to medication, we are comfortable with each other. I know that's right. That is true. Some people do get them like just young. Sometimes you get them from like getting tall, gaining weight, middle school and elementary. That is true. Sometimes it's not always pregnancy. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Love yourself, accept yourself. You know what I mean? You got to love yourself before you can expect anybody else to love you. So, and stop comparing yourselves to people on social media. I don't care who they are. influencers, celebrities, YouTubers, you know what I mean? The only person you should be trying to be in competition with is yourself, to be better. You know what I'm saying? To advance, to grow. That's it. Stop comparing yourself to strangers. All right, y'all. So that's all I have for today. I am done. This has been a wonderful stream. Oh, the game. Y'all see he fell the other day at somebody's wedding? I fell out. It was funny. Oh, here goes the rest of that man's GoFundMe. Hold on, let me read this. It just popped up. This is the rest of what he wrote on GoFundMe. He said, she wanted to tell me, but they said that she couldn't risk not getting a good reaction out of me for the show and the internet. In the end, I received $0 for my rock. It was all for clout and media to benefit her financial gain and reputation. Now, your generosity can make a world of difference. Any contribution, no matter how small, is deeply appreciated. I am so grateful for your support and kindness during this challenging time. Thank you for taking the time to read my story and support, and any support you can offer. The first comment says, you want us to reimburse you for a gift you never got, that we never promised you. Whoever donated to this, I need $14,000 for my daughter's first year of college. Thanks in advance. He does know the average person pays for their own car note with no handouts or GoFundMe. I mean, the delusion on social media with some of these influencers, it's insane. It's insane. So, he's a clown. Especially when you got people who walk to work every day. You got people who take the bus. And now he expects the public to fund him a $20,000 car. Sir, sit down. Sit down. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Make sure I have everything put up. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm sorry for I don't know what happened when, Rock Nation kicked me off. But it is what it is. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll have some more content this week. And then we will also have a Zoom meeting. We'll probably do one, if not tonight, tomorrow for sure. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye, everyone.
You